Erik Griffin is here. You knew him previously from Workaholics, now from I'm Dying Up Here.
Oh, wow.
Do you know Mark Normand?
Hey, man.
How you doing, buddy? I like whatever you're eating. It smells delicious.
Denver omelet. Sorry, a little unprofessional.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. It's the breakfast show.
Yeah.
They give you a free meal, you know? You got to take it.
Yeah.
It's like,
It looks like you're eating a brain.
yeah. It doesn't look good. It smells good.
Yeah.
Right,
I put
right.
ketchup on it.
Oh, wow. Such a white thing to do. You know what I mean?
Putting ketchup on it?
Just on everything.
Right, right. right.
Ketchup
If the
guy.
terrorists really want to get us, that's what they should do. Go to the ketchup factory.
And
not
just
the,
destroy
not the
it all.
water. No, you just put the poison in the ketchup. That's what'll get us.
Cyanide in the ketchup.
Yeah, that's how you get us. You think there's security at the ketchup place?
No.
You
After
know what I mean?
4th of July weekend, there'll be 9 Americans left.
Yeah, you get the barbecue sauce and you get the ketchup, and we're out. That's it. Why am I telling them on our secrets? You know?
Yeah, no, you're right. This isn't going to turn out well.
How is Jim's show? The Showtime. I'm Dying Up Here. I haven't seen it, but it's about stand up in the 70s, right?
Yeah. It's all about the 70s. It's only loosely based off the book I'm Dying Up Here. It's really more about Jim's own personal stories. You know, it was great. He took us to dinner. Season 1, you know, right before we started, and he was telling all these great stories about Kinnison and himself, like how when he got to L.A. he lived in a closet, you know, so that's why some of the characters live in a closet when they first got to L.A. from Boston, you know, and so it's just a fascinating time to look at that, you know, all these giants of comedy that we know now, the people that we've been loving for 20, 30 years, that they started at this in this era, so and that's what we're trying to convey in the show.
Do you like that you get to do a lot of stand-up on it? Because
No, that's the worst.
You don't like it?
No, dude. Stand up. First of all, there's extras, and you got to get all these angles. That's not stand up.
No.
Right.
You know, it's never been able to be captured properly.
It never reads.
It's
like
never
crashing,
reads.
It's all
it
weird.
never reads. It's garbanzo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's really about the people. Like when we get away from this. So this season they have like just a couple of hits, and then you can see it. It's funny because like Al Madrigal, you guys know Al.
Oh, yeah.
Al's hilarious in these little moments that he has, but you don't want to see a long set
Oh, God.
by an actor, you know, in this you know clinical environment, basically.
Doing it in front of extras is weird too. I've done that before, and then all of a sudden they think that they have to like do something audience like, and I've done it where there was somebody groaning in the audience. Oh, it's like, are you groaning during a taping? You fucking dummy!
Just trying to act
No,
like
dude, don't even get me started. Like, and then like if you watch extras after a while, it becomes a thing where it's like they have to be like, you know,
Right.
They have to like put their hands in the air. They're not following what's going on.
because they think the director is going to be watching. Like, I believe that left. That's
Yeah.
a star in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Many times when I was doing it, I'd be on stage. I'd be like, "Hey guys, just relax. I know you don't want to be." And then I would like in between takes, I'm like just doing real like I'm doing crowd work.
Yeah.
I'm warming up for myself.
Yeah.
And then it's time for them. Then they still get back into that robotic, you know.
Because you got to relax them. It's hard. I've done it
Yeah.
a bunch of different times, and you got to relax them a little bit because it's really hard to look like you're relaxed and laughing and having a good time when you've heard a joke 6 times. Cut! All right, we got a lighting issue, and then you got to do the same jokes as a stand-up. It's the most unnatural thing.
Totally.
Is to do the same joke twice in front of the same people.
Oh yeah, it's just that part of it's the worst. But then that's why they're getting paid though. So like you know, get your shit together.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
do your jobs, fuckos.
Good job, you filthy background.
Hey, scum, 5 and under. Do your fucking job, Rob.
I feel like you have to do it more than most, though, because your charter is the host so often. That you end up like you end
I
up
get
doing the little
demoted,
bits
you know?
of stand up.
I'm not even a headliner on my own show. It's ridiculous. No, but I know. But it's look, it's a very rewarding experience because if you know me from Workaholics, it's like I'm this weird, you know, outrageous character. Then I had to go to this thing and have to like, you know, be a dramatic actor, and it was like it's very rewarding. I really enjoyed the experience, and you know, something I always have. You know,
Where'd you come up stand-up wise?
in L.A. You know, I was born and raised in L.A. If you can believe that, and I just you know started in just doing open mics. You know, remember that guy Ari? He had the Friars Club going on.
Yes, the LA version of the
The
Friars
LA
Club.
yeah.
Yes, I remember. I met Steven Seagal there one night. It was Jason Alexander was playing poker in the back and being loud while I was on stage. It was such a weird
Yeah, that was
fucking
some weird.
gig.
That,
You tell him to shut the fuck up?
I think I did. Yeah, I said something. I took a picture
look
with
how
him.
mad! Look how mad he is about it too. Like you told him to shut the fuck up.
Right.
didn't you?
Somebody tell George to shut up.
Yeah, that was a fun gig though. That LA, it was by like Little Santa Monica or something. Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yes.
Is that closed, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's been closed. But so I had to go into the LA scene. It was hard because I didn't know. I didn't have any mentors. Nobody told me anything, and I just had to do contests and things like that just to get out of. I had to go out of town. I remember I won a contest and I got to open for what's his name? Which one was that? I'm trying to think. I've had so many damn contests.
Bill Cosby.
God, that would be horrible. Like now, I'm surprised he's still alive. By the way, but
Same.
anyway,
We were just talking about that.
I'm surprised he hasn't Joe Paterno'd out. You know what I mean?
Right.
We were thinking that his strategy was that he would try to get this thing pushed and pushed, hoping that he would just die. And then when he didn't die, and the sentencing is coming up, he's like, "What happened?"
Well, he was about to go on tour.
That's true.
He was going to go on tour. Still selling more tickets than me. It's
It
crazy.
really is amazing. 80 rapes, and he's still like popular. Fucking humiliating.
You know what you have to do, Eric?
No, don't even say it.
But Paterno had the best exit. He really did. He fucked all the kids. 2 months later, cancer.
By the way, I love that your Paterno
Pacino.
is Pacino as
Paterno. Who's
Great
amazing
movie.
in that.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking so good.
Is that good?
Incredible. Everything Pacino's been doing for HBO is amazing.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's
What?
really
He's,
dark.
he's just finding a new thing because he was like such a cartoon of himself for
Right.
so
Totally.
long.
He was for a long time.
Yeah,
man.
it was almost like they said, like they were casting a Pacino type,
Right.
And he would come in and they were like,
But then
this isn't Pacino enough,
Then HBO goes, "How about Phil Spector, Kevorkian, and Joe Paterno? Who can do that?"
Not bad.
Right.
But nobody does it better than Pacino. Right. But anyway, after I remember, I did it was Dave Attell I opened for.
Oh, yes, over there.
There you go.
Yeah, I won this contest in Northern, whatever, and then you opened for him, and that was the kind of things I did to get myself going. That was a weird. I had to be a security that night.
Why?
Well, at the time he was a little saucy at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So we're walking in this little town. People are just coming up to him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a big guy, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not getting paid for this.
Did you take that role on just because you're a good guy, or was
I did take
Dave
it
like
on.
you
Well,
need
it's Dave
to?
Attell.
Right.
No,
You do whatever
I
he
did
says.
take it on because I kind of felt like he's such an unassuming guy sometimes. So he just was like, all these people are surrounding him and stuff. I said, okay, everybody back up. But people waited an hour to just talk to him after the show.
Wow.
I signed some titties. You
did?
Yeah, just because they said, you too. And I was like, wow, this is great.
Is there anything better than signing a tit?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you've made it in show business.
Yeah.
When you sign a breast.
Signing a tit, and then when you get off the plane and there's a guy with your name on a sign.
Oh, I love that.
Those are the two things that you go, I made it.
Or
Yeah.
a picture of you that they want you to sign with that blue marker because they're going to sell it. When you're walking through an airport, I never have a lot of them. I'll have maybe 2 or 3.
Right.
But could you sign this? And I
love that.
I don't. If you can make money off this dog shit, knock yourself out.
That's
Good
so
luck.
funny because real celebrities
Hate it.
That's like the one. They're like, you know what? This is a great life, but the airport guys, they just drive me crazy.
I don't know. I got off a plane recently, and I didn't know how they knew I was going to be where I was.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
I've talked to wrestlers about this who have a real problem with the airport. Like the wrestling fans show up to every airport they go to, and it got so bad they were calling the flight. They were calling the airline, saying, "What time is this flight getting in?" Figuring out, okay, well, if the show ends at this time and they have a day off tomorrow, they'll be on that flight.
Wow.
What time does the flight end? Then they would buy the cheapest airline ticket available so they could get into the gate.
No.
And when they got off, they weren't even waiting for baggage claim. Like, we're meeting people at the gate and being like, will you sign this?
Smart.
Yeah, all you got to do is see what city they're coming from.
That's
But in
real
this
close
day
to
and
stalking.
In this day and age, our autographs, they seem so meaningless.
Yeah, especially
Like,
since there's so many fakes.
Yeah, the only reason why you had autographs before is because you didn't have instant pictures. And people ask me that sometimes, hey, can you sign this? And I go, why don't we take a picture?
Right.
It seems to be more valuable and more proof.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy that who cares about my
A squiggle.
yeah.
I'll get them on a picture of me and the person.
Sure.
When's Roger Daltrey in? He's in the build. Oh, maybe it's today. I have a picture with him. I'm like, I should get that signed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, you should. I don't know when he's going to be
stuff like
in.
that.
but
Like it's
yeah.
a picture of us.
Of course.
But if it's a picture of you guys, you'll get it framed. There's his signature. He's in the photo. But yeah, when it's just like glossy 8x10s.
yeah, or the ticket to your show. You know? And I sort of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, why don't we just, let's just take a picture.
Yeah.
I have a whole picture rules, too, when I take pictures at shows. I had to tell people, rule number 1, have your motherfucking camera ready.
Yeah.
Okay, rule number 2, don't count. I'm ready.
Okay, 1. I'm smiling already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, we're standing here like,
Yeah.
and they ask that dumb question. Are you ready? Yeah.
Take the fucking picture.
Take
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah. No, we stand like this all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
Or when they, oh, I'm sorry, that was on video. And you're like, oh, good. So now you have a video of me looking like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
No, but these people, like, they come up to you and they just, like, I get it though. Like, I never complain about the fans,
Right.
And my level of fame, it's like 1 out of 40 people.
Right.
So I could still go to lunch and things like that, and I can't imagine being like Will Smith or somebody
No,
like
Oh,
that.
my- yeah.
that's hell.
It's probably a nightmare. That's why they live this recluse life and they're just gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jim Carrey, he comes to the set every now and then, and or these little press events we have, and I could just tell that I was like, oh, you're not a real person anymore.
Right.
Like he hasn't been a real person in a while.
Well, did you see the Kaufman documentary with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, man.
He seemed like totally like, but he was aware
Yeah.
of how not a person he was. Like,
But he's gone through a lot of stuff, man. That stuff
Yeah.
with his girl and all that stuff that happened, and they were suing him. And,
Yes.
and I think that now that all is taken care of, and now he's going to be on a TV show on Showtime, and so now I think he's like found his groove. I think once he got on set and once he's, I think he's there. I wouldn't even be surprised if he started doing stand up again just to
That'd
try
be
it.
fun.
Yeah, and these guys who are really good. He was a really good stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
But Eddie Murphy was a great stand-up, and he didn't. He just they don't want it anymore.
I think they have too much respect for it.
And there's too much expectation on them. Like if Eddie
Yes,
walks
yes.
on or Jim Carrey walks on and stinks, people are like, Jim Carrey was, and not realizing, well, he hasn't done it in 8 years. He's just trying to
Yeah.
Right.
get his
and,
feet wet again.
and I'm sure that's what it was, but wasn't Eddie Murphy at the SNL reunion?
That was
not
brutal.
Wasn't it the most bizarre thing you ever saw in your
Everyone's
life?
like, here we go. It's Eddie.
Right.
He's back. And then nothing.
What did he do?
But that guy hasn't been a normal person in 30 years.
Yeah, he's been a star since he was 21.
Did you see him?
17.
18. He
Yeah,
was
18.
18. Did you see him on? He was on the new version of the Arsenio show, and he's being interviewed with sunglasses on
Right.
for like 4 segments. And I just thought, what are you
We're
doing?
in, you
Yeah.
know, like Arsenio and you have worked together
You
for
guys
years.
know
each
Like, what do you-
other.
'cause
Why
he did
show up?
at the SNL
Sunglasses
thing.
on TV is hideous.
Yeah.
Poker.
Fucking Brando didn't wear sunglasses on Dick Cavett, stupid. Take them off.
At the SNL thing, he just kind of got up. Everybody had done funny stuff. And when he got up in front of the audience, he just did a super serious, like,
Yeah.
thank you speech. That's it. And it was really out of place.
But you know what, though? He probably didn't feel like being funny because he has a weird relationship with SNL anyway.
Yeah.
After that whole,
I think he feels like they don't remember what he did, or he got kind of like a LeBron type attitude though. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got that I'm the greatest of all time type of thing, and it's just like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why I'm doing stand up is because of Eddie Murphy. So
Oh, there you go.
I totally get why he would feel that way. And SNL at the time should have been called the Eddie Murphy Show.
Right.
Well, he kind of did save the franchise, and that's why when David Spade did that joke about him, Eddie Murphy called and fucking,
Right.
you wouldn't have a
Yeah.
job if it wasn't for me. Fuck.
Yeah, there's two people that SNL should thank for, really helping their show.
Robert
Well
Downey
done.
Jr.
No, I was going to say Eddie Murphy and Donald Trump.
yeah.
Yeah.
At this point,
That's
yeah.
true.
They
Yeah.
should send him a gift basket every week.
Right.
Yeah. Colbert, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. SNL's SNL's done for the season, I think, because otherwise, I mean, the fact that Donald Trump goes on Twitter yesterday and posts the photo of him and Kim Kardashian, it's like you're just giving it to him now.
People are getting on their case that the desk was empty, but what, you're going to have state secrets on the desk with a Kardashian in the room? Like,
That's what.
I'm like, what the missile strike is going to be right. You don't.
But in that picture, that's what people are
Yeah,
pointing out.
Right,
An
right.
empty desk, like yeah.
How crazy is it that a Kardashian is sitting next to in the White House? Like, it's the most bizarre thing.
Well, there's all the levels to it. First, just a photo of Trump as the president. You're like, for real? And then
A
the fact
chick
that
from a sex tape.
Kim Kardashian's next to him, and then the headline says talking about prison reform, and you're like, what's
Yeah.
what's going on?
Dude, I remember when Obama first got elected, and they had this video crew kind of following him, and he gets on Air Force One for the first time. They said, all right, and then the guy comes over and says, "Mr. President, can I get you anything?" And Obama says, "Yeah, let me get a cheeseburger." And in my mind, I thought, don't do that. That's not presidential.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the
Right.
time, I thought that was the most unpresidential thing you could do is get
Right.
a cheeseburger on Air Force One.
Yeah.
You know how much fun it must be to eat a cheeseburger on Air Force
I
One?
know, but you don't let the people see you
That's
get a
true.
cheeseburger.
You order a piece of salmon grilled, and then you kick it on the floor to get my
yeah, can I get a
cheeseburger.
lightly grilled. But now, and
Well,
now,
you don't think President Trump has enjoyed any greasy foods on Air Force
I'm
One?
just saying now the levels of what's like unpresidential has been like so warped,
Right.
You think that
completely out of whack.
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, right. You think Trump's cleaning staff at the White House is annoyed because there's always grease stains on his bed sheets?
Of course there are. And his phone.
Because he wipes his fingers off on his bed sheets.
On
as
the
he's-
sauces and the mustards.
Just imagine the tantrums he must throw at like 2:00 in the morning, man.
I just love that he wants McDonald's at that hour. There's nothing better than that.
Big Mac sauce on his pillowcase.
Yeah, they've had enough. The whole plane smells like that, like a white trash trailer.
Another taco salad.
Air Force One smells like incest.
That would actually be a funny sitcom. Is just like it's just called Air Force One, and it's just like an office comedy about the staff on
Yeah.
Air Force One.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you get McDonald's smell out of an airplane?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's 2 ketchup packets and a rubber.
Yeah.
Unused.
Please, he's not wearing a rubber
No,
anymore.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
he's too
so?
old.
100%.
You're in full support.
100% support. No
Did you guys
condoms.
watch a Stormy Daniels porn after the whole scandal?
Not
I did it just because I
really.
was like, I know her now. It's more fun.
I had watched before. I knew
Oh.
of Stormy Daniels before.
She's too perfect.
He's
looking.
one of those. He's one of those. I know the names of the porn people.
I do.
Yeah.
I like to respect who I'm watching. You know, I
Oh,
know
come
the
on.
comedians. I know it's not just a random joke teller.
Sure.
The porn stars. It's not just.
You don't just jump to the punchlines.
No.
You want to see the setup.
That's
Yeah.
right. And then
and the callback.
right. Then I go on Wiki and is this really a true story? Is that joke? Did that really happen?
Do you know
Is
the
this
band?
authentic? No, I didn't do it. She didn't even want that to come out, by the way.
Stormy?
Yeah, it's not even her fault. She was
gonna,
forced.
she was going to keep her 120,000 and be
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
Yeah, she was forced to come out because they were like getting on her name. That's crazy. But
She doesn't mind people
Why are we-
knowing now.
Boy,
Why are we
she really
surprised?
has taken the ball and run with it.
She really has.
yeah,
She was like got the key to the city in L.A. or something.
yeah, she's trying to run for office.
Ah,
Oh, it's just.
Listen, first of all, by the way, we can't impeach Trump. We have to beat him in an election. Because if you impeach him, it's going to embolden that crazy core, and they're going
Sure.
to think of him as a martyr.
Sure.
So what we need is a candidate that can legitimately beat him.
Are you?
Because he's going to win again.
I
Like,
got-
this is what you need to prepare for. All these liberal fucks out here that like to complain about things but don't actually take action.
right.
He's going to win again.
And by the way, anyone who and I don't mind Trump. I don't hate his guts at all. But I got to say, anyone who hates Trump, you get rid of him, you got Mike Pence.
Right.
And he's worse. Trump's not a
You've been
fucking
saying that from the
conservative.
beginning.
That's the only reason I didn't
Right.
vote for Trump was because of Mike Pence. I don't hate Donald
Can
Trump.
you
I
imagine
hate Mike Pence.
that Mike Pence is a doctor's note or assassin's bullet away from being the president of the United States?
Right.
Crazy.
He would never ever dream. He knows he's a career politician, and he knows that in the climate of this of the politics, he would never be able to be president.
Not in the cards.
It's not
Right. Which this isn't going to
he
happen
knew,
for me.
And
right.
so now he's like, wow,
Yeah.
I actually have a chance.
I bet
to be
he's
president.
probably the one encouraging him to eat McDonald's. He's hoping he has a heart attack. He's like, have another Big Mac. Fuck what they say about you.
Supersize it.
Treat yourself.
You're the
You've had
president.
it. They're running you down in the press. Treat
You've
yourself.
earned it.
Treat yourself.
It's like a plot of some CBS show or something,
Yeah.
where like the vice president, like, right, he's in a coup. You know what I
Right,
mean? I would
right.
not be surprised if like he
Wouldn't that be-
secretly is trying to get him impeached.
That would be a great show if the vice president was trying to give the president heart disease. Like he just kept slipping him greasy foods and was killing him in the slowest way humanly possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the real concern. Trump's a guy from fucking he's a businessman, but he's a Hollywood guy. They all loved him. He's not fucking anti. He doesn't give a
Dude,
fuck.
this is you think he wanted to be president? This is what would you rather be? Would you rather be like a playboy billionaire that rappers like and you're on TV, or like this vilified like public figure?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
brutal.
man, because then your opinion is more than an opinion. Then you can do what you want. That's a good gig.
But I think he just wanted to win.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to
Oh.
win
You
the
know who's-
presidency, but not be the president.
You know whose fault
right?
this
Just
is?
the ego part.
Exactly.
This is President Obama's fault at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when he was shitting on Trump, and Trump was like, "Okay."
Honestly,
Like that moment,
it really is.
that moment that you know how they are at the White House together, and Trump's now the winner.
Yeah.
I man,
It's just pushing.
just behind closed doors, he must have been like, "Now get out of my house."
Although Oprah and so many people in the 80s told Trump he should run. The early 90s, people have been telling Trump he should run for president for 25 years.
Yeah.
but I think he was responding to the
who knew?
negative attention.
I know he was, but, I
right?
mean, but people have been saying that for a long time.
Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same reason I think that Kanye went nuts because he's been harboring resentment from Obama calling him a jackass. Like it's those little
So he's just
tiny
gonna
moments.
Here we go. He's just gonna blame Obama for everything. He's one of those.
That's right. That's right.
Motherfucker, right?
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Did Obama save SNL?
They sang. It was really a nice moment when he left because the two of the cast members sang "To Sir with Love," which is really that's the way a comedy show should handle an exiting president.
Right.
To sing a song about another black guy, Sidney Poitier, that was in the movie. So you might as well sing it to the black president because it was sung to a black act.
Right.
It worked out really beautifully.
Well, I just think America needed to get back to their roots. You know.
Yeah.
Old, rich, white. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
But these guys
Vaguely
aren't even,
racist. You know what I mean?
A little bit. Doesn't
Yeah,
really say it, but you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these guys aren't even rich. They're like white trash, hicks. That's most of it.
Who, the presidents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we got to get him back. And it's like, you're poor. He doesn't care about you.
Right.
You
The
drive a
people.
tractor.
Right. The
Well,
people that are.
they thought he did. I mean, why he said it?
He did say it.
Yeah,
he
said
wouldn't
it.
lie.
Yeah. He said, but America treated Trump like they were all 20-year-old girls, and he was the hot guy, and you're like, well, he's not gonna lie to me.
You know what Trump's appeal
He's
was?
so attractive.
People are sick and tired of being scolded. That was a huge thing where people were so
Yeah.
sick of being fucking scolded. They were tired of being told that everything they think is wrong, everything they think that's not 100% PC is right. And he was a reaction to that. So the left who hates him so much, pat yourselves on the back, you
Yeah.
dumb motherfuckers. You're the ones that got him elected.
That's true.
It wasn't the conservatives that got him elected. It was you guys. The conservatives went with Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Or somebody else. They never would have went with Trump.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Ted Cruz, Mike Pence, these guys are far bigger nightmares.
They're much bigger nightmares.
Yeah, I always say, is it Trump's fault he was the best candidate in the Republican Party?
Right.
Like,
No.
what does that say for the rest
It's
of them?
everyone
Right.
being scolded. People were tired of it. He was the guy who was like, I don't give a shit, scold me. And they were like, all right, I kind of like that attitude.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's somebody who's at least not buckling and collapsing to every bit of pressure to what they say.
You mean his only Rosie O'Donnell moment? That was the moment when Megyn Kelly's like, you say all these terrible things about women. And he goes, no, only Rosie O'Donnell. And it was like, there he is.
It was almost the
This guy-
lack of
can
groveling
you
that people
imagine?
liked.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy brought Bill Clinton's accusers sitting in the front row. Do you know how terrible that limo ride home must have been for Bill and Hillary?
I know.
You-
I'm
you-
sorry.
you know,
I
she-
know.
you-
I'm
you know what I
sorry.
mean?
I'm
She-
sorry.
yeah, you just-
I know. It was before.
She was like, "See, I can't be president because you want to get your dick sucked."
no,
all
I
the
know.
time."
I know. I'm sorry.
I love that Trump did that.
brutal.
Oh, it's
I mean,
awesome.
that's some ill shit right there.
We
That was
for-
ill.
The closest I've ever come to that is one time I cheated on a girl and she caught me, and then the show Cheaters came on like 3 days later, and it was just like, shit. And even that was brutal, so I can't imagine this.
How did she catch you?
Social media.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn
What were you
Facebook.
tweeting? Get my dick sucked.
No, I was doing private
does that work?
messaging with a gal, and she went in there.
You know
she
what?
found it.
Yeah.
In this day and age, if you can't cheat in this day and
No,
age,
You get
it's
caught.
tough.
you can't cheat.
Yeah.
Unless you have a carrier pigeon, and you know what I mean.
Smoke
Are
signal.
you doing Morse code with a bitch? That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you
because-
you have to figure out a regular meeting place to meet in person, quietly, and without anybody else around.
By the way, too. Not that I condone cheating, and you shouldn't cheat. I think it's bad.
love
I
it.
actually talk about this in my special.
You're
You
okay
shouldn't
with it?
cheat.
I enjoy it.
No,
I've been on both ends of it. So
No,
yeah.
me too. But
Hashtag.
here's the thing though. You have to cheat. If you're gonna cheat,
Yeah.
it's got to be with somebody that also has something to lose.
Aha.
I mean, the problem is you end up cheating with some girl who
Right.
has nothing going on or whatever,
Yes.
and then she's blowing your shit up. She's
Yeah.
on like talking to your girl.
Exactly.
Guess where your man is right now, and all of a
Right.
sudden you're like, what's going on? You got to find some chick with a family.
Yes.
Have you been cheated on?
Yes,
How did you find out?
I
How long were you with the girl?
was with her for like 4 years.
Oh,
You know
what
I mean?
the fuck?
I was in that process of and this is before I was even doing comedy, and I really was mad at myself because I wasn't taking care of me. I was taking care of her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which is a turnoff for the
Yeah,
ladies.
exactly. Like I'm. Come on, you could do it. Rah rah rah. She's like getting raises because of my influence and all these things, and then I wasn't taking care of me. So she woke up one day and was like, "Oh, I'm doing good. What are you doing?" Right? And then I knew the dude she was cheating on me with because she was talking about him. No, it's only you always listen. Women are going to tell you who they cheating on,
Right?
Because it's going to be some shit like, "Oh yeah, John at work is so funny," or it's going to be some shit like that, and that's the dude that she's going to be fucking.
How long did she fuck him for before you found out?
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't want details?
I didn't
See,
want
I've
the
always gotten
details.
details. I'm
Oh,
such
you're a details
I'm
guy?
creep.
He just likes it.
And then I torture myself with it. It's
Rock hard.
insanity. It's mental illness.
Yeah, I thought I realized at that moment I had to get away too because I'm crazy like that too. I feel like I'm dream girls crazy.
How'd you
know?
find out?
Yeah, I would have been outside her house, and I'm telling you, you're not good. You know what I mean? Why are you singing? You know, that's me.
How did you find out?
She
And
told me.
Were you tempted to forgive her, or did she want to keep seeing him?
No. See, this is God. Why are you bringing up this wound?
Oh, she's calling in.
I know.
Yeah.
And she's here now. Come on out. Boo!
Bitch, you don't know me.
Jerry, you know. So no, this is what I find that some women like to do is it's cowardly. So they're not in love with you anymore. It's not happening, but they still want to be with someone. So they check out, their heart checks out, and they start setting up camp with someone else.
Sure.
And then once that camp is all set up, then they go, "Hey, it's not working."
Right, but meanwhile they're fucking already fucking
Meanwhile,
one foot in the other.
They already got another relationship set up, and I'm like, and that's what happened to me.
You have their ears and feet and their pussies over in the other camp already.
Yeah.
So you found out she told you, and
Yeah,
you
she told
immediately ended the relationship.
Well, it was going to end.
It was done. Yeah,
It was already done. You know what I mean?
You hurt, right?
I remember I was
Yeah.
at work. I had a job at the time, and I knew this is how I knew it was done because I'm talking to her, and she was so cold. Like because people, the opposite of love is not hate; it's indifference.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
So when I'm talking to her, I heard the indifference.
Wait, was it about the cheating or something else?
Just everything. Just like she just didn't want to have anything to do with me, you know? And I was like, fuck. So I left my office and I walked around the block and I've never talked to her since.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Oh, that was
Wow.
after you already knew and you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
having
yeah,
a
yeah.
discussion and you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
tell she didn't care that you were hurt.
Right.
She
No,
wanted done.
It was just, and I was like, wow, that was it. You know what I mean? Never talked to her since. And it's
Was
great.
this
She married the guy?
Was this before you were on TV?
Oh, this is before I was even doing
so that's
comedy.
terrific. That's great.
I always dream of like meeting her with my 29-year-old girlfriend and being like,
Right.
oh, hey.
Right.
Here's what, you know what? That weight looks good on you.
By the way, here's Workaholics on DVD. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Signed it.
You need an autograph for your kids? What do you need me to get for you?
That's the autograph you wouldn't mind signing.
Yeah.
How many years
For
ago?
you, huh?
How many years ago?
Oh man, this was like over 10 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
It was
Alright.
because I'm glad it happened because I was like I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and
Sure.
I would have like you're told what you're supposed to do. Am I supposed to get a ring and marry this girl because we're supposedly in love? I was
Yeah.
young. I regret it. I regret that whole time in my life.
But it's probably good for you in the end.
You know,
learn
I
some
just
shit.
think I just think human beings are adaptable. You know,
Right.
people always say things happen for a reason and all that. I don't believe in that shit. I believe that like the reason why we can live in Minnesota and we can live in Phoenix, you know, is because that's what we do. We can live in hot places, cold places. We deal with shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like how we come out the other side. That's what makes us who we are. And you can look back. You can have regrets. Regrets are what inspire you to be better in whatever you're doing now. So those people that say don't have regrets. No. If you have some regrets, make sure you don't repeat the same mistake.